What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So there's something I want to talk about real quick, and that is, why am I doing YouTube? Especially now. YouTube has changed a lot since I wanted to first start trying this out. You see, and this was something I wanted to talk about in my 100 subscriber special, which I'm hoping to reach by the end of the year. So if you guys would like, hit that subscribe button. That'll help me out. I'm hoping to reach that before the end of the year of 2025. So hitting that 100 subscribers would be really awesome. I can't wait to hit that goal. But yeah, why am I doing YouTube? And I've realized there's so many people on the platform. There are so many people that are trying to make videos, trying to do something, on this, thing that we all love, and that is YouTube. You see, I've always wanted to do YouTube for a long time. Ever since like early 2007, I've been wanting to do YouTube. I remember watching this old show. It's called, I don't know if anybody remembers it. It was called Arby and Chief. It was right around when Halo 3 was just released, super popular. And there was a show on YouTube that somebody had shown me this show, and I was like, oh my god, YouTube is awesome. This is so cool. This is really smart. It's really funny. Like, I after watching that, I would never have expected YouTube to become as big as it has, because when I was watching it back in the day, it was no different from, if anybody remembers it, E-Bombs World or Newgrounds. YouTube was just another website you can watch, America's Funniest Home Video style, shows, Charlie Bit My Finger kind of thing, the viral videos and whatnot. So seeing YouTube become what it is was very shocking to me in a way. I've always wanted to try YouTube. I just didn't know what it would be. I didn't know whether I want to do something funny or I don't know. I just didn't know what I wanted to do with YouTube, but I do know I wanted to do something with it. And it took me years to figure out what I wanted to do. Okay, so yeah, I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know what. I was really heavy with my work around 2008, 2009. And then I was let go in early 2010. And I was kind of in a bad slump. I just didn't I just lost my job. I had no girlfriend. I basically was just kind of like existing, and trying to find another job. And that's when I came across YouTube again. And I started watching this one content creator. And that was Angry Video Game Nerd. And it was crazy to see somebody who was reviewing old video games, and not only that, but they were funny. Maybe a few swear words here and there, but all in all, was funny. And he gave a history lesson as to the video games that he was playing. It was really cool because video game wise, you were pretty much, it was like a desert. You couldn't really get much. I think like the only video game content you were able to really watch, at least from what I can remember at the time, was like X-Play, if anybody remembers that show, which I would like to talk about that one day, but not in this video. But yeah, X-Play was like the only source of where you could be able to find any content of video game wise of any kind, or Attack of the Show, but that was more tech, gadget, nerd culture kind of stuff. But X-Play was the place to get it. And so when you watched Angry Video Game Nerd and you saw somebody who took care of video games and didn't make it like the butt of a joke, it was really refreshing. And, I wanted to watch more video game content. I came across people like Peanut Butter Gamer, JonTron, who else? Oh man, there's so many people. And some of them are still doing YouTube videos to this day. But yeah, I watched people who would review video games. I watched people who did Let's Plays of video games. There was one group of videos I watched all the time, and it's the reason why I'm making this video right now, is that there was video game collectors. And these were people that would show off their collection, show what they had, and that was such an eye-opener. I really did not realize how many video games were out there, because growing up, and this is why I'm doing my Retro Restart series. Growing up, I had barely any video games. It was like what you can find in a Sears catalog and hope for the best, pretty much. So seeing these guys, open their rooms and show their game room tours of their video game collection, and watching people go out to like flea markets and picking up games really, really cheap, you know, it kind of got me excited. And I, you know, since I was in such a bad slump, I wanted something to kind of have fun doing. So that's what I did. I went out and bought video games. And I thought, well, shoot, if I'm doing this and I like talking about video games and I like playing video games like so many other people at the time, I'll do YouTube about it. I'll do YouTube videos about them. So that's what I did. I first started collecting video games to talk about them on my YouTube channel one day. You know, and most people were like that during the time. They want to be the next PewDiePie or the next AVGN. You know, there's always, whenever there was a successful person that was doing videos, there was always be a clone of somebody. So yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to do YouTube. I didn't know what my gaming content was going to be. I didn't want to be another cookie cutter person that everybody was trying to emulate. I just knew I wanted to be different. So, but I needed the games to do it. So I went out and bought games, and I did that for a very long time. Around 2013, 2014, some really, I think, to deal with it, I just bought games, and that's all I did. I just went wherever I could find games for dirt cheap. I just did it. You know, that's all I did. I bought games. I was going to do something with YouTube. That's what I was going to do to get my mind off of what happened. That's all I did. Around 2015, I did start doing YouTube. I did start doing some YouTube videos. I had a YouTube channel. It didn't really get very far. And really, to be honest, I had to work. That was the thing and while I was working some stuff here and there part-time, I knew I was just like, I can't keep this up. So around 2018, I just went out and got a job, and that's what I was doing. But you know, in the back, I was still kind of collecting video games, and in the back of my head, I was like, well, one day I'm going to do YouTube videos. That's what I'm going to do. So one day, I think it was during the pandemic, I knew it was during around that time, I went to my game room. Now, there was my bedroom, there was a spare room, and then there was the game room. And so one day I just went into that game room, and I think it just hit me all at once. And I realized I had become a hoarder, basically, and a pretty bad one too. If I am showing you pictures, that's because I'm showing you what I'm comfortable with. And I didn't realize how bad it got. It got really bad. Basically, I had to come to terms with it. I knew maybe it was because of all the shit I was going. I knew it was because maybe it was through all the crap I was going through. I don't know what it was, but basically, I had become a hoarder, and I was collecting video games, and basically, that's what happened. So I was like, I need to do something with this. I can't keep this up. I can't keep this going. I can't keep buying stuff for cheap and then saying I'm going to do something with YouTube and then never do it. So I was like, well, I gotta do something. So I was like, I'm just going to do YouTube again. I'm just going to just do it when I have the time. When I have spare time, I'm going to do it. That way I can finally get it out of my head that, you know, maybe there's something to do with this YouTube stuff, maybe not. But either which way, I got to do something, because I got to do something with these games I've accumulated for almost 15 years, basically, because I started back in 2010. And so yeah, that's why I'm doing YouTube. It is to stop my hoarding problem. It's hard to explain. If you have it, you don't realize you have it. And I'm not really a hoarder. I can't part with some stuff, because I think, you know, I don't know if you ever watch one of those shows, but some people, it's really hard for them to part with stuff because they think it's valuable. And I'm kind of like that with some things. But since doing YouTube, or since doing these YouTube videos, you know, looking at the landscape of it, I'm starting to realize, well, I may not have time to get to certain video games. And with that, because I have to do all this editing and all this writing and all this process, I realize, oh, well, if I can't get to it, then it can be gone. It's kind of hard to explain, but it's kind of like you're bartering with somebody else that's living in your head, basically. It's like, well, this needs to go. Well, no, I can make money off this. Well, no, it needs to go. So that's why I'm doing these YouTube videos. It is to just really just get rid of crap. So, but I do want to make this entertaining for you all. I do want to make it somewhat decent to be watchable, you know, to some degree. So that's why I'm doing these videos. It's not to, I know I'm not going to be the next PewDiePie. I know I'm not going to be the next whoever, you know, I know I'm not going to be that, but it's just to kind of help me. I don't know. It's just kind of helped me to get rid of junk, basically. You know, a lot of it's not even good stuff anyways. A lot of it's just, you know, crap games that, you know, that angry video game nerd himself would want to, you know, destroy after he did a review of it or something, you know. It is frustrating too, though, because, you know, I do get views and whatnot, and I do try to do other stuff too. Like, I do try to, you know, to get my mind off of it. That's why I do the food videos and whatnot. But if I really want to get this problem solved, I'm gonna have to focus on that. And luckily enough, it is working. I am working towards that, so that is a good thing. I do want to make this, like I said earlier, I do want this to make this somewhat entertaining, you know, not. And it does help me in a way when people do subscribe, because it makes me realize that I'm getting closer to finally, you know, getting the problem solved. And it's kind of helping me a little bit, you know, in a sense. So the more videos I do, the more stuff I do, and the more that people subscribe to it and realizing they kind of want to watch it, is making me realize, okay, well, if I do that, then this can go. And so that's why I'm doing that retro restart thing. As much as I don't really want to do it, because I want to go back and do my Wii U neat game reviews. My brain, or that part of my brain, is telling me, well, you know, I haven't played those, so you need to get to those. Well, I want to do these over here, but you can't do them. You got to do these over here. So it's just like a back and forth thing. That's kind of it's just really frustrating. So, anyways, I'm running out of battery here, so I'm gonna kind of wrap it up here. But yeah. That's it for today's videos, guys. That's just what I wanted to talk about real quick as to why I'm doing YouTube. So, without being said, I'm running out of battery. But yeah, so hit that subscribe button. That'll help me out. And other than that, I hope you all enjoy the video. I'll see you guys all in the next one. And you all take care.